Prime Minister Modi today took pot shots at the Congress, saying that many more meltdowns from the opposition were on the anvil. This suspense mounts over who will be the chief ministers of the three BJP won states. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story, our special analysis on the aftermath of the big BJP wins in North India and the Telangana win for the Congress continue. There are many ramifications for 2024, in particular for how the opposition will choose to organize itself. The Prime Minister today, retweeting a post by an India Today journalist, Shiv Arur, said that there would be many more quote-unquote meltdowns that could be expected from the opposition, an opposition that he accused of arrogance, ignorance, and pessimism. The Prime Minister's swipes come even as the BJP tweeted saying, "Where is Rahul Gandhi hiding?" And they come even as suspense mounts over who will be the chief ministers in the three states that the BJP has won: Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. There have been different kinds of shows of strength by some of the contenders, except for Shivraj Singh Chouhan, who released a message saying he's not a contender for chief minister. Vasundhara Raje displayed a show of strength. Revanth Reddy's supporters displayed a show of strength. Revanth Reddy's name has now been finalized as expected to be the chief minister of Telangana. But what will happen in the BJP-led states? Or are Modi and Shah going to fashion a new BJP, a post-Vajpayee BJP? A lot to talk about here on a day when the Prime Minister leads from the front in taking a swipe at the opposition and its quote-unquote meltdowns. Let's introduce a very special panel of commentators and experts today, all of whom have spent a lifetime covering politics, including this election. Let me introduce first up Amitabh Tiwari, who's a well-known political analyst and columnist. It's good to see you, Amitabh. Also joining us is Sandeep Ghosh, political analyst and commentator. Also joining us is Ashutosh, who has been in politics and in journalism and has the unique vantage of both perspectives. Also joining us is Sava Naqvi, who's been traveling on the ground through these elections to give us a more granular perspective. Thank you, Sabha. And also joining us is Shivraj, political analyst and someone who also runs own YouTube channel. I want to start with first comments on the Prime Minister's tweet. He was reposting Shiv Arur, an India Today television anchor who had done a very sort of strong take on what he called the meltdowns of the opposition ecosystem. The Prime Minister used emojis in that tweet. It triggered a lot of debate, a lot of chatter. Initially, some thought, oh, is this the Prime Minister's account or is this somebody else? But it was indeed the Prime Minister. And meanwhile, the BJP's Amit Malviya also went on the offensive, tweeting, "Where is Rahul Gandhi?" What did we make of the Prime Minister's tweet? Let me actually start with you, Ashutosh. Clearly, the BJP has decided to go for the jugular. It's the victor's moment to gloat. And why not? All is fair in love and politics. What did you make of that tweet?
Barkha, frankly speaking, I think it was expected from the Prime Minister and the entire BJP. I call it the psychological warfare. The Prime Minister, before entering into any war and any battle, he starts with the psychological warfare, and he knows that 2024 is not going to be as easy as everybody is predicting as it was in 2019. 2024.
You're still saying that despite these wins.
100%. There is no doubt about it. I'm not the one who rushes to any inferences or any conclusion or any results, and I'm not going to make anything which can gladden the heart of the BJP and their supporter. The fact of the matter is that the Prime Minister, he's the first Prime Minister in India who uses all tools of aggression, and it starts with psychological warfare. It is to keep your opponents always on the toes. See, look at the phraseology which has been used by the BJP and the leaders. Why they are so obsessed with Rahul Gandhi? If Rahul Gandhi is nobody, he's a non-entity in Indian politics. He always brings bad things for the Congress party. Then why so much obsession with Rahul Gandhi? The fact of the matter is that the BJP realizes that at the all India level, the only political party which can come up as an alternative, and alternative in this country has been given lot of hints. Whether we want to accept it or reject it, it's a different thing altogether. But look at some surprising things happen in Indian politics, like emergence of Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi, in Punjab, most surprising results. The amazing things happened, the BJP's emergence in Tripura and in West Bengal, and also recent in Mizoram. A complete non-outlier suddenly became a ruling party. Look at what's happened in Argentina, in France, in Netherlands.
So I take your point that politics is full of surprises. Fair enough, but Amit Malviya tweeted today saying, "Where is Rahul Gandhi?" Since the election result, Ashutosh, and then I'll open it up. We haven't actually seen a front-facing comment from Mr. Gandhi on the results. That doesn't seem like the sportsmanship of a mature politician. On the other hand, you had a Kamal Nath walking in with flowers to meet Shivraj Singh Chouhan. You have had Ashok Gehlot already convening a meeting of the MLAs who have won in Rajasthan. Where is Rahul Gandhi is a fair question, isn't it?
Say, Barkha, that serves the purpose of the BJP, because BJP wanted this debate to carry on so that the people will feel.
But Rahul Gandhi could have just come out and made a statement. We are not engineering this debate.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm saying this is BJP has developed a science for electioneering. BJP has developed a science, and everything is decided. It's not that something like this. I had written a column on this, and I can tell you that from the booth management to the psychological warfare, from the small pig, from the micro to the macro, everything is decided, predestined, and then accordingly it is executed till the last minute. I appreciate for that. I think this is the modern BJP, and the Congress and the other political parties have failed to march with them, and that's their failing. The fact of the matter is that the BJP today is not what everybody loves to say, that Atal Bihari is Vajpayee. This is a completely new beast, and in the coliseum of politics, for Narendra Modi and the BJP, every fight is a gladiatorial fight. They fight as if their life hinges on that.
So let's go from you as a BJP critic to somebody who has been a BJP supporter, who has worked with BJP leaders. Shubhrashta, let me bring you in, but who is often sort of able to criticize the BJP when she doesn't agree with it as well. How did you see the Prime Minister's tweet? How do you see Ashutosh's valid point that the BJP, it actually suits the BJP to make the opposition all about Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi does himself no favors by almost often walking into their trap? What did you make of that tweet by the Prime Minister?
Barkha, thank you for having me on the show. Look, Prime Minister has always embraced social media like it's a second skin ever since Twitter was there, ever since Facebook started its various features and all of that. So I'm not surprised at Prime Minister's tweet at all. In fact, I am surprised at the surprise shown by a couple of them. Now, let us understand, why is Prime Minister responding, and to whom is he addressing? Now, the use of emojis, the kind of words that he used, it's all to address a Gen Z population, which is Prime Minister Modi's next target. You and I don't use so much emojis. The emoji generation is the next generation of voters. So what people don't understand is, and when there are comments like there is some journalist who wrote Prime Minister or troll in chief and stuff like that. What they don't understand is that the Prime Minister has a very separate, distinguished language to talk to different kind of people. So if he is talking to an India Today journalist, he has a very different language than when he has a personality on Twitter, than if ever he chooses to come on Mojo Story, than he would when somebody like Mr. Tiwari would go to meet him as a political strategist. One will have to appreciate Prime Minister's range and variety in which he speaks and the kind of stances he takes. Now, my problem with the discussion that has gone on so far, Barkha, on your show also, is that let us talk about Argentina, but let us not talk about Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Why? Because Argentina's, the kind of regime change that Argentina saw might have some reflection on Indian polity, but these three states were just run-of-the-mill campaigns. This is the problem. This is the arrogance that the Prime Minister and the others, people like us, are talking about. Please see ground reality for yourself. Please accept that something fundamentally has shifted in Indian politics, and it cannot be explained only by political analysis. Something
Can I ask you to define that shift? Can I ask you to try and define what that shift is?
Yes, I think it's more of a social change. I think fundamentally people have started associating with politics in a very different way. It is no more about electoral politics. If you notice, Barkha, yes, ever since the election results came out, if you were to talk to a couple of union ministers and uh, top leaders of the BJP, they've stopped talking about Rajasthan, the states that they have won, except when they talk to media. They've already started hitting the ground in Kerala.
Yeah.
Already started hitting the ground in states where they have not been able to perform that well. This is the kind of machinery that you are talking about, and this machinery is not new. This machinery was always there. The only thing that has perhaps changed is the aggression with which they present this personality, the electoral personality of theirs. Now, in Indian
Right.
society, it did not go down well when Sanatan was attacked the way it was attacked during elections. It did not go down well when somebody called Prime Minister a panoti. These are words, these are statements that do not go down well in the Indian consciousness. You are not talking about just anybody. You are talking about a prime minister. India primarily is, how we may like it or not, but it is a hierarchical feudal society at one level. To call the prime minister panoti from a stage and expect no backlash from the public, it's not going to happen. Now, in India, unlike other countries, and I don't want to give examples of other countries, people don't necessarily hit the roads to show their mandate. They would, there's a concept of chuppa voter in the heartland, and I think people vote and they show where they stand. Last elections, Barkha, if we remember, we were doing the analysis in a similar manner, right? That BJP had become arrogant. They thought they are going to win Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh by the margin that they expected. BJP made some rectifications. Anti-incumbency was there in Madhya Pradesh, but
Okay.
look at
Let
how Shivraj Singh Chouhan came to power. It all
Correct.
boils down to how much you understand the pulse of people, is my
Okay,
take on things.
two completely differing perspectives. Sabha, I think what Shurashra is saying is that Ashutosh has a level of denialism. She didn't use those words. I am summarizing. Ashutosh says anything can change in politics, and the Prime Minister, more than anybody else, understands that 2024 is not a done deal. Now, no election and no serious politician should treat any election as a done deal. But in your own writings, you may be a critic of the BJP, but you have written about their formidable organizational machinery. You have written about, and I followed your writings about meeting BJP workers at the very booth level, the district level, the proverbial Panna Pramukh. What's going on here? There is a silence by Rahul Gandhi. Jairam Ramesh has been fronted to talk about the opposition. The individual chief ministers have been fronted. And the prime minister is going in for the jugular. He's going in for the kill. That's what politics is.
So there's no doubt. I'm unmuted, right? There's no doubt that
Yeah.
the BJP. I'll tell you where I think issues like the Sanatan comment, where it comes into play. It's not that the public everywhere is talking about it. They certainly want in Telangana, and there's even in Rajasthan and all. They were not talking about it. What it does is that it motivates the cadre of the BJP at a very high level. It motivates them a lot. This kind of and so there's one more thing. So to that extent, there's no denying that the BJP has a formidable, highly motivated cadre which does the last mile connectivity, which can take victory out of the jaws of defeat, and the reverse can happen to the Congress. But I would like to digress a little bit. I think something very potentially good has happened to the Congress. And let me explain how. I'm not saying that they're going to go ahead. They have got two completely useless characters who represent the old guard, corrupt, and sort of entitled politicians who do not stand for anything.
Who are these?
And I speak of Kamal Nath and Bhupesh Baghel. They have a chance to get rid of this old baggage. Now, what was the problem with Baghel? Let me tell you this. And I don't think the pollsters picked it up because they do not actually travel to tribal areas. I wrote about, I didn't think they would face a rout, but I said they're underperforming in Adivasi areas because I've traveled to those areas in the past and I know there is nothing that he did. There is nothing. He was relying on his backward caste vote sitting there. This is a state which has a 32% tribal population. He just did a sort of Hindutva thing. He did not protect the Christian Adivasis from attacks. There's a PESA, which is a complicated issue to explain. They did not even put the rules out for it. till I think 2022, and even then they were diluted, which is supposed to give a lot of autonomy to Adivasi councils. Number one, Bhupesh Baghel is a classic politician, and from the time I covered the last campaign extensively, when he was coming in, there was videos coming out about rivals within the Congress. This there's one Bastar area and there's one other area. So you had a very classic politician. People amass. I am not saying anything. I don't know about Mahadev app or anything, but these are those classical crony politicians who actually don't wish to do anything for people. They wish to manage the people to their advantage. Okay, what is Kamal Nath? Kamal Nath is sitting there. He has years. Everybody knows he's been one of the traditional money bags of the Congress. He represents nothing but himself. Now, where did the Congress succeed and where did it fail? Basically, they succeeded in Karnataka and they succeeded in Telangana. These are both states where a team which has joined the Congress now came out with a certain pattern which is pro-people. They went with guarantee cards. They did that in Telangana. The GS story is saying it. They went to people. It creates a cadre. These guys refused to have anything to do with anyone. They thought they had it figured out. Let me show you some data. I've just got it out of Rajasthan. Should I tell you how many? They were told to change MLAs. Gehlot is still not as bad as these two figures. Okay, Gehlot was just paranoid that Sachin is going to replace him. Okay, but he's not innately. These are venal characters which emerge in Indian politics. They're just these old politicians. I'm sorry. They work for no one but to stay in power. They represent nothing. In comparison to that, Shivraj Singh Chouhan, there was incumbency against him, but he's done things in the agriculture sector. We have to have our eyes open to realize who can do what. There are a lot of corruption.
But Sabha, you're saying that today, but the Congress narrative presented Kamal Nath and Bhupesh Baghel as their best bets for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh.
Yeah, I was saying it even on the day of the exit poll, by the way, about Kamal Nath. I said it on TV. I don't care. I'm not winning. This is my opinion of him. He kept out. He didn't even put Digvijay on the posters. He spoke rudely about Akhilesh Yadav. Now, hypothetically, had there been a joint campaign, they claim to have done India. Let's say Akhilesh would have been there. Let's say even Arvind would have been there. These are younger guys. Let's say you had presented a joint campaign. Do you think it might not have been different?
So who takes the blame? Okay, hang on. I have to open this to Sandeep and Amitabh.
I think everyone should take the blame. I think Congress should get rid of these guys and just get rid of them and speak the talk. You keep talking about such lofty things. Congress needs to stop. You talk about lofty things, but look at the people who are on the ground. Ashok Gehlot still did not fare so badly.
Actually, the strike rate of the Congress in Rajasthan, the data shows you this was better than the strike rate of the Congress in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Sandeep, you're smiling. For once, you might be in agreement with Sabha. I'm wondering. Sandeep Ghosh.
No, I don't know what we're discussing. We moved topics. Commenting on Sabha, I don't think Bhupesh Baghel is of the Kamal Nath and Gehlot mode. They've been around since Sanjay Gandhi's time. And Bhupesh Baghel yesterday was also one of the new rising stars. Everybody was saying, that's the future of Congress. These are the new leaders who are going to come up. And he was the hero who went to Assam to fight the election. He was fronting at various places. The Congress's problem is why they can't do without these people. DK Shivkumar, Baghel, Kamal Nath, Gehlot, despite the thing is because they are the cash machines. Okay, without them, how will they operate? So they have to tolerate them because that's how they are. And if today also, despite all these problems, if they're giving Ravana Reddy the chief ministership of Andhra, it's because he's DK Shivkumar's candidate. Telangana is because of he's DK Shivkumar's candidate, and if they cannot afford to antagonize him. So that's a separate story. Everybody is cursing Kamal Nath. I hold no brief for him. I'm no admirer, apart from the fact that he is also from Calcutta and the rest of it. But, without Kamal Nath, whom did they have in Madhya Pradesh? Even the 66 seats, you think a Digvijay Singh could have got it for them? Name any other leader. Only person who could have done something was Scindia, whom they booted out of the party or made it a situation when he had to leave the party. So who do they have over there? Everybody, Sachin Pilot is everybody's darling in Lutyens. But would Sachin Pilot be able to swing Rajasthan for them? People don't even know the reality. even his own popularity. If his popularity was so good, why did he have to go to Tong and not fight from his own home region? People, what are, his. So those are, I think we are now getting into a situation because they have lost. But the earlier point which you have started with, Barkha,
Yeah, I want to
BJP.
come back to that. I want to come back to the Prime Minister's tweet, as well
So,
as the two perspectives of Ashutosh and Shivraj.
yeah. So first point is BJP would have had their line ready whether they won or lost. If they lost, Modi would have had his lines ready. If now that they have won, he has his lines ready. Congress is today in disarray. They don't even know how to react because they had assumed they were sweeping all these states. It'll be at least 3:1, if not 4:0. So today they don't even have a cogent answer or cogent reaction to offer. And you're surprised about Rahul Gandhi? That's not a surprise. And the why Mr. Modi or Amit Malviya would have taken a swipe is Mr. Modi went for a day, morning, evening, day trip to the Gulf for this conference. As soon as he went, people said, "Acha, a prime minister, to as soon as things happen, he travels abroad." He has gone on work. The day he came back, even before the results, they, as you said, they started taking a new tack. That day, all their MPs, ministers were talking about this Vikshit Bharat and all those, the whole beneficiaries. They were already on that job. Whereas here, I think people were preparing for all the swearing-in ceremony. Suddenly, they have nothing to do. Where will they go for the swearing-in ceremony? So they are at a loss. So I don't blame Rahul Gandhi for taking off abroad because he is also at a loose end. Now, what Subhrashta said is very, very important. And these are things where people underestimate Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi can speak in the same vein about deep fake, AI, and all of that, even in that conference, and he can relate to that crowd. And what is Rahul Gandhi, the so-called young leader, speaking? He's speaking in languages of what his grandmother or used to speak in of that.
By the way, you said Rahul Gandhi is abroad. Do you know something we
don't?
No,
I'm saying no. They said he's on the way abroad or something. I didn't say he's gone abroad. So if he's going abroad, is what the people are saying. I wouldn't mind. If he had nothing to do, if I also didn't have anything to do for the next 10 days, I might have decided to take.
But see,
there is an India meeting. Yeah, he's going to probably be there tomorrow.
Yeah, there's an India Alliance meeting. Yeah, exactly.
There's an India meeting. So regardless of what you might think, I think
but he didn't come for the opposition meeting which happened in Kharge's room yesterday.
I think it's a fair point.
That's not a point. The last point is, on a slightly lighter note, Mr. Modi is also entitled to having a little bit of fun at the end of a hectic campaign for so many. So if he likes to make a tweet with some emojis, why deny him that? Yeah, he has earned it.
But I think we should look at it also as a kind of what Shivraj references political communication. Ashutosh saw it as a politician who knows nothing can be taken for granted. Amitabh, how did you see it?
See, of course, it's part of the larger political communication. You have to have a different set of message for different kind of audience. You cannot have a singular message for the same set of for different kind of audience. So he has established a connect with the youth. The youth are 18 to 35 year age, are almost 50% of the population. Then you need to speak in the language, because once he has spoken in the language, you will see the youth coming on that tweet, retweeting, sharing, commenting, so that the engagement rate of that communication or that tweet particularly increases. So see, what has happened here is that the Congress party has a tried and tested formula against the BJP. They won so many states with a combined leadership. Himachal and Karnataka being recent examples. Even 2018, they won under combined leadership. There was no CM phase. Telangana, they have won under combined leadership. But they've changed the strategy in the 3 states. I don't know why. That's number 1. Number 2, BJP, learning from mistakes, has actually converted the election from a presidential style into a local sort of an election in the states where it was in opposition, because it announced the candidates fairly early, 3 months before even the dates were announced.
But it didn't announce the same candidate in any of these 3 states.
Because in all the states where party has been in opposition since 2014, barring Delhi 2015 and Assam 2016, they have never declared a CM face. Modi is the CM face where BJP is in opposition. They seek votes in his name and then promise to the people that he will appoint a custodian who will run the double engine ki sarkar. Now coming to Madhya Pradesh, where they did not announce the CM face. I mean, there is a particular strategy there also. See, success has many fathers, failure has none. So in MP, there was this buzz of parivartan, but parivartan from whom? किससे परिवर्तन? परिवर्तन मामा से या परिवर्तन भाजपा सरकार से? ये दो अलग अलग बातें हैं. There were a lot of BJP voters who do not want to see Shivraj as CM because of the fatigue factor, because they have been seeing him because of the same old tactics, etc. So by not announcing him as the CM face, they have sort of kept those voters in their kitty and not gave them a reason to switch to Congress or to any other party. Now, Congress has made an MP a presidential style election, but is Kamal Nath a charismatic leader who can run a presidential campaign against Mama? No way, no way.
Well, you know, a lot of the formulas that we are used to don't fit, because Siddaramaiah was not necessarily charismatic, but the Congress succeeded in localizing the
I
election
must
there.
admit,
because-
he's very charismatic. He's known.
He's very rooted. No,
No,
he
he can't
very-
understand. Yeah.
No, Sabah,
He's a
I
good
have,
leader. He's
I
a
have
mass
great
leader.
respect.
He's a backward caste. Anyway, yeah, carry on. Yeah.
I just want
Kamalnath
to
is
clarify.
first of all.
I just want
Yeah.
to clarify what I meant. I don't mean that Mr. Siddaramaiah is not a rooted, successful politician and not a mass leader. I'm simply saying that he's not a high voltage figure. Even DK Shivakumar, in a sense, in terms of media presence, was probably a more flamboyant. Maybe the word should have been flamboyance, not charisma, but flamboyant, right? Shivraj Singh Chouhan is low profile. Even today, he's releasing statements saying, I don't want to be chief minister. I'm just saying I'm not convinced that what's happened here is the BJP making it presidential, because the BJP tried to do that in Karnataka, it didn't work. So before we come to the issue of chief ministers, what was different in these set of elections? Possibly that there was no anger with Shivraj Singh Chouhan, which is the point that Amitabh made. There may have been anger with MLAs, but not with Shivraj Singh Chouhan. Ashutosh, I want to bring you in on the larger framework where we started, right? You said the Prime Minister understands 2024 is not easy. Shubhrashta says you are part of that ecosystem. She didn't say it exactly, but I'm saying it for her, that the Prime Minister was talking about. You don't want to see what happened.
See, Barka, I think Subhrashta took me wrong. The fact of the matter is why BJP is ahead than the rest. Because the Prime Minister is always 2 steps ahead than the rivals. Look at what happened in Bihar election. Bihar election, on the same day, he gave a speech for Bengal. With the Bengal, he gave a speech for the UP elections. And today, 2 days back, when the BJP won 3 states, he was giving a speech for the 2024. So the fact is, he knows what he has to do. And that's where the failing of these opposition parties lie. See, the fundamental thing which has changed, and I agree with Subhrashta on one point, there's something fundamentally changed in India's socio-political paradigm. And that paradigm is not only is only confined to India, but it's global, in the global context. That's what I'm saying. See, Subhrashta is talking about Sanatan and the BJP is tom-tomming about Sanatan. My point is, where the statement was made in Tamil Nadu, what ripples it has created? Did it create any ripple in Karnataka? Did it create any ripple in Telangana? Did it create any ripple in Andhra Pradesh? Did it create any ripple in the West Bengal? Did it create any ripple in the Ambedkar's land in Maharashtra or Vivekananda's land in Calcutta? No, it did not. So I think we have to we sitting in here in Delhi and think that the Sanatan has created ripples and everybody is very unhappy with that, and that's why the Congress is booted out. Why there is no revolt against DMK government in Tamil Nadu? My question is this: if insult to Sanatan is so powerful stimulus, then why there is no revolt
because the politics of Tamil Nadu are rooted in Periyar's politics. You can't compare Tamil Nadu with
that's the fundamental question we have to address today.
Yes.
If Dayanand Saraswati had been alive, he would have been sent in jail. because the kind of statements he made against our gods. But then Arya Samaj movement was a very powerful movement then. So Basavanna's Karnataka, Narayan Guru's Kerala, and Periyar's Tamil Nadu, and these are two diverse Hindu population, and we want to make only one kind of Hindu population, and we want to only address to that. And anybody who's making a statement is created as a villain and the traitor. Now, the fundamental question today which we have to answer is that whether Congress wants to imitate BJP and Hindutva, or the Congress wants to go back to its old ideological positions, where it wanted to take everybody along, was talking to everybody, or you want Kamalnath, who's going to the Dhiren Shastris and touching his chair. Then how are you different from the BJP? So it's a much larger question. It's a much larger question. And second point, which is very, very important, which I said briefly in my first statement, that the Congress has to change, has to get rid of these politics. The politicians were the product of the Darbari politics. This Ashok Gehlot, Kamal Nath, these are the product of Darbari politics. What have they done? All 5 years you are fighting with Sachin Pilot. Is it expected from a senior politician? Is Kamal Nath जो कपड़े फाड़ने की बात करते हैं दिग्विजय सिंह की, and he did not listen to any, he even defied even the Congress High Command. Ashok Gehlot defied party High Command. And they should learn from the BJP. Vasundhara Raje Scindia was unhappy. Shivraj Singh Chouhan was unhappy. Did they make any spectacle in public? No, they did not. So if Ashok Gehlot still survives, Kamal Nath still survives, then there is no future for the Congress party in 2024 and later also.
Okay, that's
I'll only ask you, how can you get rid of Darbaris if you don't dismantle the Darbar? Both go hand in hand. If you have a Darbar and Darbar style politics, you will have Darbaris. You have to change.
Sandeep, I'm sorry. A new Darbar is being created now in Delhi also. And the results will be shown after 15 years or 10 years down the line. The similar politics is even pursued today. See, the mistakes made by Indira Gandhi in early 70s and in the late 70s and early 80s, the Congress is suffering from there.
Okay, let's respond then, Shivraj.
5 years later, that's their problem. But today, as you're saying, if we are all wanting to reconstruct a Congress, you can't get rid of Darbaris without undoing
but
or re-engineering a Darbar.
But I think it's a good time to take the point that Sabha made to me, and I should have used my words more carefully, that there is a Siddaramaiah who can win elections, and there is a Kamal Nath, and they're two very different kinds of politicians. And I think that's what that's the point that Ashutosh is making, and I was trying to make a different point, perhaps poorly worded. But I want to bring in Shivraj in on what's been said. Go ahead, and then I'll come to the others. Shivraj.
Barkha, I think I was also misunderstood. Attack on Sanatan was not the only factor why BJP performed the way it performed in these 3 states. What I'm just trying to say is that the opposition in its entirety has not had its communication clear till now. See, we have an India alliance. As an Indian citizen who would really like to see a strong opposition, I also want to know what agendas are there in the opposition's head when they talk about 2024 elections. I really want to know. And it cannot be that some of them boycott some anchors and some of the rest of them keep going to the same anchors again and again. It cannot be that, you abuse Akhilesh Yadav. He is at the end of the day, Samajwadi Party is a force to reckon with in North India and Uttar Pradesh, and you cannot, and of course it has repercussions in Madhya Pradesh as well. So, there are these confusing signals that the opposition has been giving to its own, alliance partners, and of course to the public. If I were to talk about politics in general today, let us understand one thing, that despite the political conversations we have today, let us go back to the drawing board and see the policy interventions this government has made. Some of the policy interventions are truly secular. And when these policies, and we all know that in India, the country with this scale, magnitude, geographical variation and all of that, no policy will be free from, performance errors. But have we seen the opposition ever write a well researched white paper, come up with a white paper to talk about the shortcomings of these policies, and then start a public campaign against it. What do we see the opposition doing? We see them talking about caste surveys and caste censuses. Now, why don't we realize, as I said, that this fundamental shift that I'm talking about in the socio-political fabric of the nation has to do exactly with these issues. We no longer can rely on 1990s mandal politics, for God's sake. In Bihar, when the Bihar BJP came forward and supported the caste census, there were people outside of Bihar, from Bihar, who did not like this. There are so many conservative Indian, people who believe in India, conservative politics, people like us who will never support things like caste census. The opposition
there are-
has been. Sure,
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
No, I was just
No,
going to
please
take your point. No, as you were speaking, we just got an update from Parliament that a DMK MP speaking in Parliament said the people of this country should think that the power of the BJP is only in winning elections in the heartland states of Hindi, what we generally call the Gau Mutra states. Now, I brought this up for you, Sabha, because the India Alliance or the India Alliance, whatever you choose to call it, meets on Wednesday. The allies are furious. You have, sorry, does anyone want to come in on?
Yeah, Barka, just a small point about this caste census thing. I think
Yeah.
again we are living in denial. If we have become so caste neutral, why we carries this vestige called caste surname? Everybody carries that caste surname. Why? Just remove it. You look at the matrimonials everywhere. This and everybody is saying I belong to this, and only married to this. This caste is a reality.
Shivraj.
Barkha, to say that caste is a
There is
reality and to assume that this reality will have political repercussions like the opposition wants people to have political repercussions are two completely different issues. People like you, people like Ashutosh, people like I, we don't use surname, but that doesn't change fundamentally anything about a collective in general. Also,
Okay,
let us
so-
understand this sham of a caste survey that was done in Bihar. People saw through it. What new data did we see, Ashutosh ji?
Okay, we have
Hundreds
gone
of
into.
crores were spent on that survey. It was not even census. It was a survey.
Can I
Nothing
try
new
and
came out of it.
okay, there are many subjects that we have got into, and I want to maybe try and put them under one framing. And Sabha, my question to you was going to be, there is an ideological dissonance in the politics of the DMK and the politics of the Congress as it might seek to practice those in other parts of India. The allies are also furious. You had Omar Abdullah go on record to say कि आपको 3 महीने बाद allies याद आए हैं, India Alliance याद आया है. You have Akhilesh saying Congress तो चालू party है. This fate of the India Alliance, and then I do have to move to a little bit of on who will be the chief ministers we think. But Sabha, just on the fate of the India Alliance.
So, Barkha, I think the Congress, another perverse thing is that the Congress arrogance, they cannot be arrogant any longer. Because if you look at the data, I agree, to be in opposition, you need a strong central party. But if you look at the record, it is regional parties which succeed in defeating the Congress, BJP, not the Congress. That's also the data. That the data will show you that. So the Congress has made them furious. There is no doubt. They just refused to have any meeting, to do anything till these elections are over. Now they are rushing about it. The thing is that they all need to hang together. So let's say, I mean, I have been, because I have to write on these subjects, so I keep in touch with people. Just to clarify, Shivraj, I think there will be a little change that jitni abadi utna haq is going to go out of the window. But the slogan that will likely to remain is कि बात से डरते हो, गिनती क्यों नहीं करते हो. That will remain. I mean, there's already some rethinking and, and calibration on certain things. So there will be people are going to show up, some of them. Let's see if Akhilesh comes, but many of them will show up. I think DMK has created a problem. I don't think Sanatan is an issue with the public, but it is certainly an issue that drives the cadre. And it's just unnecessary in the Hindi, in our part of the world. It's an issue which just doesn't have the resonance. Caste, they have to. Rahul Gandhi should not be talking about caste. He's entitled. Those are from a high caste. They have to also have platforms to talk about caste. No, they are saying the regional parties will talk about caste, not Rahul Gandhi. There is something odd about a Jane Daru Brahmin, which he once called himself, talking about caste. So these are inputs which I'm getting for my future writing. So I'm just sharing it with you. Sitting there, I have a notebook, notes.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I believe this is.
I don't agree with you, Sabha, on this.
No, you may not agree. I'm sharing information. Yeah, I don't have so many opinions. I'm also not.
No, because this is an upper caste, this is an upper caste, typical upper caste narrative. Where is the 50? Where is the 70% other population? Where is the OBCs and the Dalits? Have you ever?
मैंने
आशुतोष,
slogan
the
बता
point
दिया जो
is,
बदलने वाले हैं
अभी मुझे सवाल
मुझसे
पूछना
लड़ रहे हो
है।
मैं
अगर
ये
ये
कह रही हूँ
caste,
होना चाहिए
अच्छा एक
We all on this channel belong to the upper caste. As simple. Where is the other diverse opinion on this subject?
Ashutosh, Ashutosh, 1 minute. This program was not meant to be about the caste census. Otherwise, I would have certainly I would have certainly ensured more diversity. I promise you that. Let's. But your point is taken. But let's go to Amitabh. Let's go to Amitabh. Here is the elephant in the room. On leadership, on narrative, on Hindutva, the opposition does not have a counter. That is the point. Let us just say it for what it is. Amitabh.
Yeah, so on leadership, of course, now there is a confusion on leadership. Who will lead the alliance? Congress was hoping that the India bloc, they will lead if they do well in these state elections. Now, nobody is going to give Congress the leadership of this bloc. And I would also doubt that some of the parties might even start thinking whether it is even beneficial to them to be part of any such alliance. Aam Aadmi Party, DMK, and even TMC for that matter. That's number one. Now the narratives which the Congress party has been propagating more or less have failed in these elections, caste census being the number one. Jiski jati utna hak. The second is they have focused a lot on crony capitalism, which very few people in this country understand, and it's a global issue. It's no longer or not only an India specific issue. Economy is the pain point where they have focused on the economy. They have won, which is Telangana. Despite the state being one of the highest per capita state incomes, the party has defeated BRS, which has delivered on its promises.
Yeah.
So now see this 65 seats, these 3 states have a lot of significance. People are saying that anyways, last time BJP won 62 and the Congress had won only 3. This gives a signal that the Congress cannot defeat BJP in the 200 odd 1-to-1 contest where the regional parties have no role, practically no role. That's number one. Number two, BJP sniffs a chance to create a history of records here. Modi is a man of records. Now the 414 number is the target now, I'm telling you. Mission 144, which is tough seats of BJP, which they've never won. The party has been working for the last 1 year. And you will see many Eknath Shindes and Ajit Pawars in regional parties who will see that there is perhaps a future in the BJP, or who might be feeling suffocated in the regional parties, because a lot of regional parties are also going through power transition. And that is probably going to happen in the next 3 to 4 months, wherein we could even see some India partners who are probably sitting with Khadge or other opposition blocs could even think of switching to the NDA, including the non-aligned parties.
Yeah. Okay. All important points.
I contradict Amitabh on this because I have information to the contrary. Actual information, not like talking to the people. AAP is desperate for an alliance. Desperate in Delhi. Okay, so they are going to show up. They are going to be there. They are going to be there is also some details about why they fought in certain seats, which I don't want to get into now. TMC. I mean, everyone speaks to the TMC. All of us do. They are there. They were the first one to go and give a earful to Mallikarjun Kharge. They're very much there.
But Mamta said, I don't even know about this meeting.
She actually says they didn't call her. They're so pissed off because she has offered them 2 seats for 2-3 months.
Okay, guys, can I?
Very pissed off.
Okay, because news is happening so fast, we've not been able to get to the chief ministers. But in Parliament, I want to play out the statement which exposes the ideological chaos within the opposition alliance, even within. Yes, even within Tamil Nadu, Karthi Chidambaram, an ally of Congress is the ally of the DMK in Tamil Nadu, asking for an apology for this statement made from the floor of the House, amplifying the North-South debate just moments ago. Listen in.
So that is the main reason that the people of this country should think that the power of this BJP is only winning elections and mainly in the heartland states of Hindi and what we generally call as the Gomutra states. You cannot come to South India. You see all the results of what happens in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, Telangana and Karnataka. We are very strong over there. So we will not be surprised if you have an option of converting all these states also into union territory so that you can come into indirect power of having, because you can never dream of setting foot over there and taking control of all these southern states. So having the reservation bill into confidence. So we should first look into the history.
So, Sandeep, Karti was among those who actually spoke about a South-North divide. Today, he's asking for an apology. The Congress is obviously perhaps defensive now.
Karti on his own, I think he sometimes, he's not really speaking for the Congress. I think he also does, to some extent, speak as his own man. So I don't think, he's doing that because he's also looks at his own future. He's got a longer runway than even his father. So I think, I've seen him, sometimes he falls in line, but sometimes, say, he was the guy who really batted for Shashi Tharoor, absolutely, quite openly. So he does some of it. So I think this is a sensible statement, but how Congress will react on it as an organization would be more important. But, if they think just one statement by Karti and they're going to hang their coat on it and say, yeah, we have condemned it, I don't think that's going to work. Since you've given me an opportunity, I'd like to react to one thing which Ashutosh said right in the beginning about why is BJP obsessed with Rahul Gandhi. I think if Rahul Gandhi didn't exist, they would have to invent a Rahul Gandhi. It comes from the fact that if BJP wants to have a presidential kind of a candidate, you have to have an opponent, single opponent, whom you project as the foil or the opponent there. You cannot really have a presidential thing with 28 other statewide leaders. So to that extent, I think Congress plays very well into the BJP's game plan or plays script, because they want to project themselves also as a national alternative. Given half a chance, they want to project Rahul Gandhi is Desh ka, what they say, Desh ka neta or Jan neta ho gaya abhi and everything. They try to project him as the opposition of Modi, and that suits them great. And so every time, you make a statement like this, Panauti or everything, whether that means anything or not, BJP will latch on to it because they need.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. And I think even before the dust has settled on these results, this is not the kind of controversy, certainly, that the opposition needed. Let's take last comments. Shivraj, I'll start with you because I know you need to leave. I'll start with you and then I'll take the others. Go ahead, Shivraj.
Barkha, I think the election results this time actually it can be a reflection of what is to come in 2024. I think BJP needs to really work on its strategy to start gaining grounds in the other South Indian states. Having said that, in Telangana, BJP has shown a lot of progress. I wouldn't say that there was no progress done and there was no strategy at all. But I think they really need to start focusing on states after states in the south of India, because this whole north-south divide, useless controversy that is there because BJP does not have a presence, and they feel that by creating this kind of a controversy, they might be able to ward off the BJP, so as to say. That is point number one. Point number two, with respect to regional politics in North India, I think Congress has had a very sharp strategy. Unlike most people, I believe that Congress really wants regional parties to not have any say in the larger India alliance, and which is why winning Telangana for Congress might seem like a huge negotiating chip for the party. I don't know if the regional parties in the north, in the northern side of India, will really bow down to Congress's pressure. This is where I think most of the interesting aspects of political happenings in the coming few months would come from. These are my final comments, and I do believe, having said that, I believe in the collective wisdom of people. All said and done, at the end of the day, we are in a democracy, and numbers is what matters the most.
Okay, Shivraj,
office by the end of
Okay, thanks. We let you go. Quick last comments from everybody else. We haven't spoken at all about what's happening with the whole sort of decision on Chief Minister making. Shivraj Singh Chouhan releasing a statement today saying, "मैं तो पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता हूँ, मैं तो बनना भी नहीं चाहता मुख्यमंत्री, मैं तो था ही नहीं रेस में." Sabha contrasting that with Vasundhara's muscle flex, dialing over 60 MLAs. How do you read it? Who has more chances of actually becoming Chief Minister?
We all know. So clearly, first of all, Narendra Modi, the era of Modi. You must remember the Congress used to go around. It started off in Karnataka saying Congress ki guarantee, right? They gave a card to workers and all that. It's become Modi ki guarantee. Even though there is a Sangh Parivar, there is a Bharatiya Janata Party, there are state leaders, Modi ki guarantee. So it's a very classic kind of authoritarian kind of a figure. Popular or not is not the point. This is not an editorial comment. This is an observation. Now, but the catch here is, I'll tell you what the catch is. The catch is, in a few months, you have a Lok Sabha election. You don't want the same people. Shivraj might be anything. He's ruled for 20 years. He's a backward caste leader. You can deny him because it is known Modi would not like anyone to have 25 years as a chief minister while he, Narendra Modi, had 13, 14 years, right? To go down in the annals of the history of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Everyone knows he doesn't like Vasundhara because in the national executive of those days, when I used to cover the party daily, she used to get very uppity because he got so much bhav within the BJP thing. And she'd say, Ek Mukhyamantri ko itta samay mila, hame kyun nahi mil raha, that kind of stuff she used to do.
Right.
And so one knows he doesn't like her. But the catch is, if you've noticed what has happened in Karnataka, at the end of it, after sidelining Yedurappa, who brings in a whole caste, losing the state,
they brought his son.
Vijayendra. They've gone back to Vijayendra. So the risk is, it is a decision. It is true that Modi may choose Dalit, let's say Meghwal here, find a Adivasi for Chhattisgarh, tribal there. They may do that of course, we'll have the entire media saying genius, full representation of people. But you have to watch out for those who can damage you in the Lok Sabha. I am sure a Vasundhara and certainly a Shivraj can create some damage very quietly in a few seats. And let's see
what happens.
The game is over. The Congress has had vote shares in these places. Now they're thinking of getting rid of the old guards and focusing on certain seats in the state. Because if you convert the vote shares, it's 39 to 41, stuff like that, right? In Rajasthan. In Madhya Pradesh, the gap is very large.
Yeah, but the Congress is also being the Congress is also, with respect, being very contradictory, questioning the EVM. Some of them are questioning the EVMs. On the other hand, they're saying hamare vote zyada hai BJP se. But to come back to the chief ministers, quick takes, guys. We have just a minute left, so please make your comments brief. Amitabh.
I think in MP it is largely, in my opinion, going to be continuity, keeping the Lok Sabha elections in mind, because it's a one seat by seat election and they have a larger target in mind. In Rajasthan, it is again likely to be Vasundhara because the women factor. In the three states, they are likely to appoint a woman as a CM or a deputy CM. So Vasundhara has the edge there. Maybe they could be replaced or moved to the center after they win the Lok Sabha elections. And in Chhattisgarh, it is likely to be a CM plus 2 or 3 deputy CMs, where a scheduled tribe deputy CM or a CM cannot be ruled out.
Okay. Sandeep?
This chief minister selection will be keeping 2024 in mind, but in two ways. One is the damage control or potential damage control bit, and so a Shivraj fits that situation. They would not like to upset Shivraj, and Shivraj would be much more amenable if they want to shift him after Lok Sabha to the center or whatever else they do. Vasundhara, it is a now or never moment for BJP to replace her. And they will have to look at it in terms of the leader. There are potentials also in two ways. One is damage and what you bring onto the table. Vasundhara, as chief minister, they will not see this election being an automatic extension to what is going to happen in 2024. 2024 is also going to be decided on certain, independent basis. So if Vasundhara doesn't bring value, they may make the change there. And certainly, again, in Chhattisgarh, they will have to send out certain strong signals to get into the vote. So I don't think that a Raman Singh will be brought back. You will find probably one of these newer faces. People are talking of Renuka Singh and the other person, and it could be a combination, as Amitav says. You will have clear signaling, and I don't think it's Raman Singh there.
Okay, very interesting. Ashutosh, any guesses? Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. One second. Sandeep, what?
You may have a very, very unconventional choice, somebody like Om Birla or even a Bhupendra Yadav, or somebody who can come in, who are very good organization men, who are neutral, and who can carry it through non-controversially to 2024.
Okay, Ashu, quickly.
See, Barkha, if we are having this discussion in pre-2014 time, then probably I would have made a guess. But if Bhupendra Patel can be the chief minister in Gujarat, Pushkar Singh Dhami in Uttarakhand, and Om Birla can be the speaker, then it's futile to make a guess that who will be the chief minister. The only thing I can say is that if Mr. Modi will be conservative and a bit defensive, that he will go ahead with these big names. And if he's radical and wants to totally get rid of this Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the Advani era politician, then he will go for a Bhupendra Patel or Pushkar Singh Dhami.
And the bottom line is none of us actually know, and nor can we actually make any informed guesses. One should own up to that.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying. It was a good guessing. It was a good guessing game in pre-2014 era.
No, the best part is it's not that we don't know. I don't know, Ashutosh. All the media who go and suck up to the BJP day in India, they also don't know. That is the beauty of these days. They are no better informed than us.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's not guess where we have literally no idea. Let's not make a fool of ourselves. Thank you very much to Sabha, Amitabh, earlier to Shivraj, Sandeep, and Ashutosh. Thank you to our audience. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.